Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. The players I want Manchester United to sign in this summer transfer window. So I want us to sign Jadon Sancho. Jadon Sancho to Manchester United is imminent. Ed Woodward is willing to pay Jadon Sancho's 80 million asking price, Borussia Dortmund believe. Manchester United continue negotiations with Borussia Dortmund over Sancho. We need to come to an agreement on a fee. Man United have been around 11 million short for Sancho. Not so long ago, Borussia Dortmund said they believe Jadon Sancho to Manchester United could be done by the end of this week. But Man United are closing in on the signing of Jadon Sancho. Fabrizio Romano said on Monday that Manchester United contacted Jadon Sancho's camp over the weekend, and he said Man United and Borussia Dortmund are confident a deal will happen for Sancho. Fabrizio Romano the other week said that we reached an agreement with Jadon Sancho's camp. We've agreed the personal terms, and a 5-year contract worth around £350,000 a week has been agreed. We had an opening offer of £67 million rejected for Sancho. Jadon Sancho already has a gentleman's agreement with Dortmund to join Manchester United. Dortmund made it clear that Sancho will remain with them if we have not matched their valuation for Sancho by the end of July. There's always been something in Sancho to Manchester United because it's been stemming from reliable journalists. Fabrizio Romano spoken a lot about the Sancho saga, and so too was Christian Falk from Bild. We've been in for Sancho now for like the last 2 years or so it has been a long-running transfer saga. Dortmund have lowered their asking price from what they was demanding last summer. Last summer, Borussia Dortmund's valuation was £108 million. We was reluctant to meet that valuation. We was only willing to pay so much up front. But Sancho to Man United last summer was extremely close. The personal terms had been agreed, a contract had been agreed, and the agent fees had been agreed. Dortmund set a deadline last year. They said we had until the 10th of August to sign the player. We missed out on that deadline, so Sancho remained at Dortmund. But it'll be a good signing for Manchester United, Sancho. The reasons: he'll fit in our team perfectly. He's predominantly a right winger, and we need a right winger. He's still young. He's got a lot of development in him. He'll exceed expectations in the Premier League. He'll assure us goals. He's good at creating chances, and he's got a very good friendship with Rashford. Sancho and Rashford do touch base with each other a lot, so they are the reasons. Sancho's been at Dortmund for a year. Dortmund paid just £7 million in from Man City, so they got him for next to nothing, and he's got a contract with Dortmund until 2023. Dortmund have identified their replacement. They're looking at Donyell Malen from PSV. So there you go. I also want Manchester United to sign Kieran Trippier from Atletico Madrid. I think we need a right back. Now, Sky Sports have said today that Atletico Madrid want £43 million if they are to sell Kieran Trippier this summer. Kieran Trippier has a release clause of £35 million. We recently made a second bid for Kieran Trippier in the region of 21.5 million. Man United's low bid for Kieran Trippier angered Atletico Madrid because we had an opening offer of £10 million rejected for Kieran Trippier. Diego Simeone actually said not so long ago he's got no intentions of letting Trippier leave. Kieran Trippier told his England teammates that he wants to join Manchester United, and he's recently been house hunting in Manchester, so reflecting on that, that's fueled speculation. The reason we want Kieran Trippier is because Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has been unhappy with Wan-Bissaka's attacking output. We need someone to come in to provide competition for Wan-Bissaka. Atletico Madrid paid £20 million for Trippier from Tottenham back in 2019, and he's got 2 years left on his contract with Atletico Madrid. In January we was in for Trippier, but we called our interest because Trippier got banned by FIFA for 8 weeks for breaching betting rules. He is the age of 30. He won the La Liga, did Trippier, with Atletico last season. I also want Manchester United to sign Rafael Varane from Real Madrid. Now, reports have come out today saying that Manchester United have had a £50 million bid rejected for Rafael Varane. Real Madrid are demanding £80 million. Reports from Spain recently said that Rafael Varane doesn't want to come to Manchester United. He wants to join PSG. So he basically wants to go back to France. He's had offers from the Premier League. Now, Mundo Deportivo said, was it last week, that Real Madrid lowered their asking price for Rafael Varane that was willing to accept around £43 million, and it came out saying that, they'll sell him for £52 million. Man United did offer Rafael Varane a salary that Real Madrid cannot match. It was €12 million a year, which equates to just over 10 million in pound sterling. And Varane has been refusing a contract at Real Madrid. Fabrizio Romano said that not so long ago. Rafael Varane's current contract expires next year. His contract talks at Real Madrid stalled a while ago. I think Rafael Varane is going to leave Real Madrid, despite Sergio Ramos, leaving. Rafael Varane spoke out on his future before the Euros, didn't he? We've held talks with his representatives. At one point, Madrid wanted 60 million. Towards the end of last season, they rejected a £40 million bid. But we went in for Varane 10 years ago under the Sir Alex Ferguson era. And Woodward was prepared to sanction a £100 million move for him back in 2018. But I'd certainly prefer Varane over Sergio Ramos, because Varane is obviously a lot younger. Varane's like 27, 28 and Sergio Ramos is 35. Don't get me wrong, they're both very, very good centre-halves. Reports from Spain have said today that Sergio Ramos could secure a transfer to Man United this summer. Real Madrid have officially confirmed that Sergio Ramos is leaving. as a free agent after 16 years at the club, and Sergio Ramos broke down in tears in a farewell speech. But Varane, he's been a long-serving player at Real Madrid. He's been with them over 10 years now. He's won 18 major honours. He's made over 300 appearances in all competitions. And Real Madrid paid just 10 million euros for him from Lens back in 2011. I also want Manchester United to sign Harry Kane from Tottenham. It actually said not so long ago that Solskjaer wants Harry Kane. Where will Harry Kane be playing next season? Obviously, he does want to leave Tottenham. Now, back in May, Harry Kane put a transfer request in. Because Harry Kane made it clear back in April that he wants to win team trophies. Tottenham have not won a trophy now for like 13 years. It's going to take an offer of around £150 million for Tottenham to do business. Man United, Man City and Chelsea all contacted Harry Kane's representatives. Last month as well, Ryan Mason dismissed suggestions that Harry Kane asked to leave. It also said at one point that Man United were prepared to double Harry Kane's wages to around £400,000 a week, and he said we would pay an £18 million signing on fee to compensate any loss of his earnings on his Tottenham contract. And he said in one report he was prepared to offer £200 million plus the captaincy for Kane. Daniel Levy, who's Tottenham's chairman, last month he slapped a £200 million asking price on Kane because Daniel Levy doesn't want Tottenham to sell Harry Kane because he is aware of how much of an imperative player he is. Daniel Levy last month was furious with Harry Kane for going public with his desire to leave because last month he got interviewed by Gary Neville regarding his future. But Kane is regarded as one of the best strikers in the world. You know, he's been a long-serving player at Tottenham. He's been with them for 17 years, so he's remained loyal to them for so long. He's been in their senior squad since 2009. And he came up Tottenham's academy. Got a contract with Tottenham till 2024. He signed a contract till 2024 back in 2018. He's on around £200,000 a week. Kane won the Golden Boot last season, so he's won it now 3 times. He's had loan spells before with Leyton Orient, Millwall, Norwich and Leicester. So yeah, they are the players I would like Manchester United to sign in this summer transfer window. Solskjaer has already decided on his transfer targets. We're looking to bring a striker in, we're looking to bring a right winger in, we're looking to bring a right back in, and we're looking to bring a centre half in. Solskjaer's made it clear that he wants to make around 4 signings in this summer transfer window if we are to challenge for the Premier League title next season. I'm convinced we can challenge for the title next season, providing that we recruit well in this summer transfer window. It's very imperative that Solskjaer gets the players he wants to recommend in. Just before the transfer window opened, it said that Solskjaer had been given a 150 million transfer budget to buy around 4 or 5 new players. The board said they'll back Solskjaer with a new 3-year contract. And summer signings, despite the Europa League final loss. To be honest with you, I think it is a mistake giving Solskjaer this new 3-year contract, because I can assure I won't see it out, and I think a lot of United fans will agree with me on that aspect. Solskjaer has just under a year left on the current 3-year contract he signed when he got the job permanently back in March 2019. This summer transfer window is Solskjaer's 5th transfer window as permanent Man United manager, and he is aware of how big this summer transfer window is for himself and Man United in general. Next season is going to be massive for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and I think he is aware of that. Next season, I'd say Solskjaer's got to win a trophy, because if he wins a trophy next season, then that marks progress. Solskjaer's not yet won a trophy as Man United manager. We haven't won a trophy since 2017. That's 4 years ago now. That's nowhere near good enough to our standards. Next season will be Solskjaer's 3rd full season at Manchester United, because he's endured 2 full seasons at the moment. And he's been in charge of Man United now, is it for 30 months? So that's over 2 years. Solskjaer is still Manchester United manager because he's a club legend. That's what's basically saved him. Disregarding being a club legend, I can almost assure he would have been sacked now. I'm expecting Man United to offload players in this summer transfer window. I think there's a very, very good chance that we're going to offload Anthony Martial. He said Man United are looking to sell Martial. We've put him up for sale. Solskjaer's fed up with his poor attitude. A lot of United fans want him to go. Now, Duncan Castles recently said that Martial has been offered to Real Madrid. Martial's agent is looking to move him away from the club. A season-long loan with an option to buy has been proposed. Martial's been at Man United for 6 years. He's under contract with the club till 2024. There's an option of a further year. Martial scored 78 goals in 258 appearances in all competitions. We got Martial in a deal worth 58 million from Monaco back in 2015. He's had 2 good seasons. He was good in his debut season under Van Gaal, and he was good the season before last. And at one point, Solskjaer gave him that number 9 shirt. Martial was out with an knee injury for a while last season. I think there's a very, very good chance that we're going to offload Donny van de Beek. Now, reports from Spain said Donny van de Beek wants to make a move to Barcelona to end his Manchester United misery. Recently, Arsenal made contact with Man United over Donny van de Beek, because Arsenal are in search for a central midfielder, because Martin Odegaard has returned to Real Madrid, so too has Dani Ceballos, and Granit Xhaka has agreed to join Roma, and Man United and Arsenal have done business before. Donny van der Beek's only endured one full season at Man United. He's made 36 appearances for us in all competitions, but most of his appearances come from the bench. I recall Van der Beek starting 4 games in the league last season. Quite clearly he's unhappy. Not so long ago it said that he was set for showdown talks with Solskjaer over his future. And he got ruled out of the Euros through injury. We got Donny van der Beek in a deal worth 40 million from Ajax last year, and he's under contract with Man United until 2025. And Van der Beek's versatile, he can play in 3 different roles. Could Paul Pogba leave Manchester United in this summer transfer window? I don't want him to. I want him to stay for next season. Paul Pogba recently come out and said that he has more freedom with France than at Manchester United, and he set a goal target for next season. I think it's around 15 goals. Paul Pogba is refusing to rule out an exit from Man United. Now, could Pogba go to PSG? Kim Pembe says any club would welcome Paul Pogba. But we have been getting the best out of him in recent months because he does bring creativity to the team. Paul Pogba recently said that he wasn't in contract negotiations with Man United. Sky Sports News said that Man United opened talks with Paul Pogba's representatives over a new contract. Solskjaer hopes Pogba signs a new contract and stays at the club. We fear losing Pogba on a free transfer. We fear that he's running down his contract to leave on a free. Pogba's current contract expires next year because last season we triggered that 1-year extension on his contract. Towards the end of last season, it said that we was willing to offer Pogba a new £400,000 a week contract, but he was demanding in the excess of £500,000 a week. He said we'll sell Pogba if he doesn't sign a new contract. Now, as it stands at the moment, he is our most expensive signing because we paid £89 million for him and he's endured 5 seasons at Man United since he rejoined. There's obviously been talks of a Paul Pogba and Cristiano Ronaldo swap deal. I presume a lot of United fans would take Cristiano Ronaldo back. Pogba did endure 4 good years with Juventus before he rejoined Man United. He's been linked to Real Madrid before, he's been linked with PSG, been linked with Inter Milan before, and Barcelona, so he's had a long-running transfer saga. I think there's a chance that we'll offload Matic in this summer transfer window. I've always had my strong reservations about Matic because he's always been a slow player and he's ageing up. And analysing the vast majority of his games at Man United, he's been inconsistent. We made a mistake giving him that new 3-year deal before the start of last season. Matic has been at the club over 4 years now. Got him for 40 million from Chelsea back in 2017. Brandon Williams, I think we need to loan him out to gain him more experience and to get a lot more opportunities because Williams seldom plays for us. He's our 3rd choice left back. Phil Jones, I think we need to get rid of him. I think we need to get rid of Diego Dalot permanently. We need to get rid of Andres Pereira permanently. And we need to get rid of Lingard permanently. But Lingard recently told Solskjaer in a meeting that he wants to stay at Manchester United. PSG have expressed their interest in Lingard. We are looking to sell him. I reckon we'd get around 20 to 25 million for Lingard if we sell him. His current contract expires next year. We loaned him out to West Ham in January because he got frozen out of our squad and he did well whilst he was on loan with West Ham. And David De Gea, we need to offload him, but we may not offload him now. I think he's going to be staying for next season, to be honest with you. De Gea recently come out and said that he's convinced he'll stay at Man United and be Solskjaer's number 1 next season. we've actually put Dean Henderson up for sale. And Juan Mata, I think we need to offload him as well. But the players we do sell in the summer transfer window, like I've said, will generate money and it'll help us with our rebuilding process. But there's a lot of players that will stay at Man United, and I reckon there's quite a few players that have got long-term futures at the club. Solskjaer, these things I've got to credit him for. You know, I didn't expect Solskjaer to do as good as he has done, so in that aspect I am shocked. You've got to turn around and say, yeah, he has done a good job to say the current squad he was left with when he got appointed in as Man United manager. Because he was inheriting a lot of deadwood, and he's still inheriting some deadwood now. And I think Solskjaer is our best manager since Ferguson, because in certain aspects he has brought consistency back. Solskjaer did well in a lot of aspects last season, which was his second full season. You know, he got us to the Europa League final. No, we didn't win it, but he still got us to the final, so you've got to credit him for that. It was his first major final as Man United manager. Last season finished second. Wasn't an achievement, but you can see progress was made from his first full season. Last season went the entire season without losing away from home in the Premier League, which is a record. Got us to the FA Cup quarter-final last season. Also got us to the EFL Cup semi-final. Ollie did well in his first full season. He got us to 3 semi-finals and got us a third place finish. You know, at one point as well, he got us top of the league for the first time in like 8 years. Ollie has made good signings as Manchester United manager. You know, he must have brought around 13, 14 players in now, something like that. And he's spent almost 300 million. Obviously, it's going to be over 300 million if we sign Jadon Sancho. Obviously, in the summer of 2019, Solskjaer brought Daniel James and Wan-Bissaka and Harry Maguire in. Then in January 2020, he brought Bruno Fernandes in and Odion Ighalo in on loan. Ighalo left in January. In the summer of 2020, he brought Donny van de Beek in, Alex Telles, Edison Cavani, Amad Diallo Traore, and Facundo Pellistri. We loaned Pellistri out in January. Last summer, we brought 4 of those players on deadline day. And obviously, in this summer transfer window, we've got Tom Heaton. He's our first signing of this summer transfer window. Fabrizio Romano did say yesterday that Tom Heaton completed his medical with Man United, who will be signing a contract until 2023 with an option of a further year. We've got Tom Heaton on a free transfer, and Jadon Sancho is incoming. And Solskjaer's brought quite a few academy players in. I like the way he has promoted the youth. Solskjaer's also got rid of a lot of the deadwood since he's coming as well. Must have got rid of a good, 14, 15 players now, is it? Another thing I've got to credit Solskjaer for, when he got appointed in as Man United manager, he assured everybody would get their chances to express themselves, including the young players. We appointed Ollie in December 2018 to replace Mourinho. He's been permanent Man United manager since March 2019. Given the job permanently back in March 2019, reflecting how well he did as the interim manager. Because in that 3-month period, Solskjaer won 14 games out of 19 in all competitions. But I'm expecting Solskjaer to get sacked next season if things go wrong. You know, the question is who's going to replace Solskjaer if he does get sacked. We need someone in with a proven pedigree and someone who will suit the strappings of the club. You know, Solskjaer is our 4th permanent manager since Ferguson. The 3 managers we've sacked since Ferguson was David Moyes. We sacked him after 10 months. He's the worst manager we've ever had. We finished 7th under the David Moyes era. That's the lowest we've finished in the Premier League era. Sacked Louis van Gaal after 2 years, despite him winning the FA Cup. And we sacked Jose Mourinho after 2.5 years, despite him winning the Europa League, the League Cup and the Community Shield in his first season. And he got us a 2nd place finish, did Mourinho. So you can say he had one good season at Man United. The reason it didn't work out under Mourinho is because he had bad disputes with the board, bad disputes with the top players. And in general, the board weren't backing the signings he wanted to recommend in. But we haven't been the same team since Ferguson retired. Not so long ago, Joe Glazer attended a fans forum. It was his first attendance in like 15, 16 years, and Joe Glazer has promised Man United fans that Solskjaer will get the funds that are available. Obviously, a lot of United fans were protesting against the Glazers towards the end of last season, and as you all know, Woodward is standing down at the end of the year. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always. I'll be back with more videos tomorrow.